Good morning, guys. We are on page 391 here with our notes using slopes to analyze functions. Now, a couple things I want to point out. Remember, the slope is the number, the coefficient in front of the x. So this slope is -1, this slope is 1, this slope is 10. A couple things I want to make note of. If the slope is positive, our line will go uphill. So if you can imagine a car driving from left to right, the car will be going uphill. If the slope is negative, which I'm going to give you a hint that this one is, the car would be driving downhill. So this slope is positive, this slope is negative. Okay, so which graph represents it, and explain how you know that. Well, it looks like if I graph some points on here, okay, a couple different things you can do. You can see that our slope is up 1 over 1, so our slope is a positive 1. Yeah, 1 and 1 all the way through. Down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1. That'd be -1 over -1, which would still be a positive 1. We can eliminate the negative because it's not going downhill, so our slope's either 10 or 1. Okay, well, we already know it's 1. And again, you could also check this. Let's say I plugged in x is 1. 10 times 1 is 10. So look at the point 10 or 110. That's way up here. Is that on my line? Absolutely not. Okay, so it's y equals x because the slope is 1. Remember, y equals x is the same as y equals 1x, slope of 1. Okay, second one now, this line's going downhill, our car is going downhill, so we can eliminate the positive, right? Because it is definitely a negative slope, so it's either -1/4 or -4. Okay, so a couple things we can do. Again, find a point on here. There's a point. Looks like that point is -1/4. So if I plug in -1, I get 4. So -4 times -1, is that 4? Or is -1/4 times -1 4? Okay, hopefully you say that the answer is C. Y equals -4x has a slope of -4. Okay, next problem. Question 3. Again, I know it's a positive slope. It is going uphill, so I can eliminate this one. We are going to find a point on there. So again, you can pick any point you want. It just has to be on the line. And let's look at 2, 6. Okay, 2, 6 is right there. X is 2, y is 6. So let's look at this one. If this is 2, this is 6. Does 2 equal 6? Absolutely not. 3 times 2, is that 6? Yes, and the other thing you can do is check the slope. Up 3 over 1. That also tells you the slope of 3. So your answer is y equals 3x because the slope is 3. Okay, last one that we're going to look at like this. Again, it is a negative slope, so we can get rid of the positive 1 right away. Pick any point you want. On the line, looks like we go down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. So our slope is, rise over run is -1. So your answer is A, -x, because slope is -1. Okay, another thing I want you to make note of, if the bigger the number, the steeper your line is. So if it would have been -10, it would have been, way up there. -100 is even steeper. Same thing going this way. This would be a slope of 1. This would be a slope of 5, slope of 10. It gets steeper and steeper. Okay? Fractions actually make it less steep, So if it's slope of 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, it's going to get less steep, less steep. Okay, conclusion. If the line is rising from left to right, so it's going out this way, the slope is positive. If a line is falling from left to right, like this one is, the slope is negative. The coefficient, the number in front of the x, is the slope. Okay, and your final little bit of notes here today. Okay, it says rate of change. Tell me who reached their goal first. Okay, Marcus or Liza. It says the goal is to score 60 points. Marcus scores 15 per level. Liza scores 20. So 1 times 20, 2 times 20, 3 times 20. Marcus is scoring 15. 1 times 15, 2 times 15, 3 times 15. Okay, you could graph it, but hopefully you can see who reached 60 points first. Oh, it does say graph it, so we need to do that. So 115, 230, 345. Okay, that is Marcus. Liza is 220. Nope, 120. 240. 360. Okay, so who's going to get there quicker? Who's got to this point quicker? Looks like it took Liza 3 levels. Marcus is going to take 4 levels. So Liza, which you could probably see who got to 60 points quicker. Liza. All right, now taking a look at the homework. Homework is 755, 761, and 762. So it's kind of a double part here because we combined 2 lessons to make sure I got to the last lesson I wanted to talk to you about. Okay, a couple things on the lesson, on the homework. Okay, tell the slope. Okay, so it's just asking you the slope, so the number in front of the x. So don't get that one wrong. What is the number in front of the x? Next one, tell the slope, which line will go up and down from left to right. So what is the number in front of the x? And it's negative, so it will be going down. Okay, which one is steeper? Okay, the bigger the whole number means the steeper it is. Okay, so what's bigger, 3 or 1/3? Bigger whole number, not necessarily negative positive. This is -2 or -1. Is 2 bigger than 1? Okay, and that one will be steeper. Bigger the number. Okay, the rest should be pretty self-explanatory other than that. Okay, any questions, you guys be sure to let me know.